Hello students, welcome to RH Chemistry. Today I am going to discuss about coordination compounds, lecture number 2. In the last lecture, if you remember, I have discussed about the VBT, nomenclature, isomerism, Werner's theory, etc. So for that, the link is given in the description box that you can see. In the second lecture, I am going to take CFT, very important, crystal field theory. In octahedral complexes, first we will see. So this is an octahedral shape, right? So these four will be on the plane and one will be above the plane and one will be below the plane. So always remember the d orbital when it approaches the ligand, shape of the dx square y square and dz square orbital is along the axis. We know that. Hence remember, suffer more repulsion and energy increases. If it is dxy, dyz, dzx orbitals, suffer less repulsion because the orbital shape, if you remember, it is between the axis. Hence remember, energy decreases. Hence always when degenerate orbitals, 5d orbital, when it undergoes splitting, you will get lesser energy T2g orbital. This is called as T2g orbital. And this is called as EG orbital. So T2G orbital is having 3. How to remember? See, T2G, which means how many letters are there? 1, 2, 3. So 3 orbital. To EG, 2 orbital. So DXY, YZ and ZX is having T2G and EG. And the energy difference between this T2G and EG is called as crystal field stabilization energy. The energy difference between T2G and EG called as crystal field stabilization energy. So in this particular case, remember, if I consider it as 1 delta naught, then 1 delta naught, this is 0.6 and below it is 0.4. This is average energy. Average energy, below it's 0.4, above it's 0.6. Remember, if I consider 10 dq is the difference, then I can give 6 dq above, 4 dq below. Because 4 dq lower energy, 6 dq that is higher energy orbital. So always remember, EG orbitals are 6 dq or 0.6 delta naught from average energy level, and T2G orbitals are 4 dq or 0.4 d naught delta naught below average energy level. So this is about splitting of orbitals in the octahedral splitting, octahedral complexes. Now we will see in this particular case how these orbitals are filled. When delta naught is more than P, P is nothing but pairing energy. When delta naught is more than P, so this delta naught more than P, in which case you are going to get, that is, remember, when strong field ligands are present. When strong field ligands are present, remember, you are going to get delta naught more than P. P means pairing energy. So when delta naught is more than P, remember, strong ligand approaches metal ion, the value of delta naught is large. Delta naught is more. Hence, electrons are forced to get paired in T2G level. Very important. So, T2G filled first, then EG is filled. In case of delta naught more than P, that is strong filled. Hence, we have called that in the VBT as low spin complex. Low spin complex means T2G completely filled, then EG is filled. If delta naught is less than pairing energy, which means delta naught is less but pairing energy is more, and the energy required to pair is more, hence it will not pair easily. First it will go to EG level. T2G is filled, then it will go to EG level, then T2G is paired. That we call it as high spin complexes. Remember here, high spin complexes. So like this, remember, low spin complexes and high spin complexes can be differentiated. That is depending on the strength of the ligand. So delta naught more than P, remember, low spin complex is formed. Delta naught less than P, high spin complex is formed. Strong ligand, so low spin complex, weak ligand, high spin complex. Now we will see how to calculate CFSE, crystal field stabilization energy. Before that, what we need is that how to fill the electrons. See, If strong ligands are present, I told generally carbon or nitrogen donors. So T2G filled first, then Eg should be filled. That is COCN6 3 minus if we have. What is oxidation state of cobalt? 3 plus you will get. So that 3D6 is the configuration is present and strong filled ligand it is. Then how to fill? T2G will fill 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So then 6 electrons over. So Eg is 0. Similarly, I have two problems. See, CrNH36Cl3. What is the strength of the ligand? Once again, strong ligand. What is the oxidation state of chromium here? Chromium oxidation state is 3 plus. 3 plus. Then remember how to fill. So T2G and Eg. So T2, this Cr3 plus means how many electrons are there? That is D3 system it is. So T2G will be filled 3 and Eg will be 0. T2G will be 3 and Eg will be 0 in this case. Then FeCN6 4 minus, remember Cn is a strong ligand. Cn is a strong ligand. Remember Fe is in plus 2 oxidation state. Calculate that also. Fe2 plus means what? D6 system, correct? So D6 system. So hence here also remember T2G filled 6, Eg filled 0. Like this we are going to fill the whenever it is a strong filled ligand, remember that. So for weak filled ligand, first I will tell you that, then I will come to this CFSE calculation. See, for weak filled ligands, generally oxygen and halogen donors. After filling 1 electron each in T2G and half filled, Eg is filled. So we'll see some examples. See here. NiH2O6 2 plus I have taken. So Ni2 plus configuration, 3D8 configuration, correct? So 3D8 means how you will fill? So you have filled here, remember like this. 1 electron you have filled 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Which means T2G6, Eg2. Fine. FeH2O6 2 plus, Fe2 plus ions are there, 3D6 configuration, correct? So now you will fill the electron. How to fill the electron? 3D6 is there. T2G1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 1 will be paired with T2G. It is weak ligand, remember that part. So that is, it will be filled like this. Which means the configuration it become T2G4, Eg2. Weak ligand. Then here also weak ligand because it is oxygen donor once again. So now you can say CO3 plus 3D6 configuration, right? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then you have filled 6. So configuration become Eg2, T2G4, Eg2 you are going to write. So for this remember, electron will fill like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, right? Then the configuration become T2G4 and Eg2. Like this we are going to fill. This is about how to fill the electrons in Eg and T2G in case of strong filled ligand and weak filled ligand. Now we'll come back to how to calculate CFSE in octahedral complexes. So octahedral complexes, it may be strong ligand or weak filled ligand. The formula remains the same. Remember that CFSE is equal to minus 0.4x plus 0.6y into delta naught. Remember this formula, very, very important. This 0.4 can be written like this also, 2 by 5x plus 3 by 5y. Minus 2 by 3x, 2 by 5x plus 3 by 5y. It will get 0.6y and minus 0.4x only. So there is no change in the formula. So here x and y means what? X means the number of electrons in T2G orbital. Y means number of electrons in Eg orbital. Remember this formula. Now we'll go back to the example. See, this example I have taken FeH2O6 3 plus. So, what is the formula? We will write that CFSE is equal to minus 0.4x plus 0.6y into delta naught. Right? So, now, in this particular case, minus 0.4, x is, first we will write the configuration. Already we have written the configuration here. Correct? T2G4 and Eg2. So, T2G4 and Eg2 because it is D6 system, Fe2 plus. Sorry, here Fe3 plus is there, Fe3 plus is there, fine. Fe3 plus I have taken. Fe3 plus means, remember, it is D5 system. D5 system means 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So it is T2G3. T2G3, Eg2 you are going to get. So Fe3 plus system, because S2 is neutral ligand, correct? When you calculate oxidation state, you will get Fe3 plus. Fe3 plus we will fill D5 system 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Right? Weak field ligand. So you have written T2G3, Eg2. Now you see is equal to minus 0.4 into X is 3 electron plus 0.6 into Eg2, that is 2 electron, into delta naught is equal to, see, 4 3 is a 12, right? 1.2 minus 1.2 plus 0.6 into 2, 1.2. Total it will be equal to 0. Answer for this is 0. Right? Minus 4 into 0.4 into 3 is minus 1.2. So it is plus 1.2. So it is equal to 0. Fine. This is configuration. What is oxidation state? CO3 plus. CO3 plus is there. NS3 is a strong ligand, remember. So system is a D6 system. Correct? D6 system, because CO3 plus CO is D7. So D7 S2. S2 is removed. D7 1 electron is removed. So D6 is left. So strong field ligand. Strong field ligand, how you will fill? T2G, Eg, T2G 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 in the T2G only. Eg will be 0. Strong field ligand. Now, so CFSE is equal to, once again I will not write the formula, directly I will do. CFSE is equal to minus 0.4 into X. X is how much? It is 6. Correct? So plus 0.6 Y. Y is nothing but here 0 into 0. Nothing, no electrons are there. So delta naught. So this is 0. 0.6 into 0. 0.4 into 6, 6 4s are 24. So 2.4 minus 2.4 delta naught is the answer for this. Like this we calculate the CFSE in case of octahedral field. It may be strong ligand or weak field ligand. So first you have to know how to write this T2G Eg configuration. So after filling that, remember, then you can X and Y you substitute, will get the answer. I hope you understood this. Next we'll move to tetrahedral complexes. So tetrahedral complexes, what happens? It is completely opposite to the octahedral complexes. In this case, what happens? DXY, YZ, ZX suffer more repulsion, hence it is higher in energy. So Eg orbital, there in the Eg, dx square minus y square and dz square orbital suffer less repulsion, hence it is the below, lower end. So remember, in this case, this is known as E. Don't write G here, without G. E, and here it is only T2. This is tetrahedral complex. So very important thing is, in tetrahedral complexes, you will never see that low spin complexes. It is very, very rare. Low spin complexes are very, very rare. Remember that. Now, what is the relationship between delta naught and delta T? Delta T is nothing but crystal field stabilization energy in case of tetrahedral field. See, is a relationship you remember, very important. Delta T is equal to 4 by 9 delta naught. It was asked once in NEET exam, remember. 4 by 9 delta naught. So if the question is given like this, delta naught is given COCl6 4 minus is 18,000. Delta T of COCl6 2 minus is how much? This is octahedral, this is tetrahedral. Then how to do? Delta T is equal to 4 by 9 delta naught. So 4 by 9 into 18,000 is equal to 8,000 per centimeter. You are going to get the answer. Very, very important. Remember that. Now, in case of the tetrahedral complexes, CFSE is written reverse of that, the octahedral complexes. Now this is minus. This is minus because it is lower end, lower energy. Average energy kinta kadame ide. So it is plus 0.4 because higher energy. So here X and Y are number of electrons in E and T2 orbital. E orbital and T2 orbital. Remember that. So minus 0.6x plus 0.4y into delta T. This is CFSE of tetrahedral complexes. But most of the cases we have seen the question like by giving the delta naught of the octahedral complex, they can ask you to calculate delta T. Remember this formula, delta T is equal to 4 by 9 delta naught. Remember that. So two important notes, in tetrahedral complexes, low spin complexes are very, very rarely observed. Very, very rarely observed. Hence remember, because the reason is delta T, andre the CFSE, whatever you can see, that is always less than pairing energy. Hence pairing does not take place. Always it will move to the upper level. E, when it is filled E, after filling this E directly will go to T2, then we are going to fill E. But Octahedral complexes, it is not like that. It is depending on the strength of the ligand. But here, strength of the ligand is insignificant. Always low spin complexes are observed. Very important. CFT, the story of CFT. Then we will see another important concept called effective atomic number, which was asked in CET also, remember. Now, in order to explain stability, EAN is explained by Sidgwick. This is the theory after Werner's theory, another Sidgwick's theory. Sidgwick is a scientist who gave this particular theory. EAN, we call it as effective atomic number. How to calculate? EAN is equal to atomic number minus oxidation number plus 2 into coordination number. Very simple formula. Remember that. Atomic number minus oxidation number plus 2 into coordination number. So, right, atomic number you have to know, oxidation number you can calculate, and coordination number you can calculate. You can get EAN very easily. Very simple question which was asked in JEE, NEET and simple CET exams also. Remember that. Now we will calculate. See, what is the atomic number Fe? 26. That you have to know. Correct? So, atomic number is 26 minus oxidation state of Fe is how much? So, total calculate 4 plus x minus 6 equal to 0. So, x is equal to plus 2. Right? So, 2 plus 2 into coordination number is monodentate 6. Right? So, you are going to get the answer. 26 minus 2 is 24. 24 plus 12 is 36 is the answer. In most of the cases, remember, it will explain the stability I told. How it explains stability? Generally, it is explained that if the EAN of any complex attains next noble gas configuration, it is more stable. There is a limitation for this theory, but I am not going to discuss about that theory in detail. That is not there for our syllabus. But remember, stability, how it is explained? If this complex EAN is equal to next noble gas configuration, it is krypton, then it is more stable like that. But in all the complex, it will not be equal to next noble gas configuration. Less or more than that. For example, you see, for this complex copper oxidation state, the atomic number is 29. Oxidation state of copper is how much? SO4 is minus 2. So plus 2. NS3 is neutral ligand. So Cu is plus 2. So 29 minus 2 is oxidation state plus 2 into 8. 8. Correct? Sorry, 4. 2 into 4. Because coordination number is 4 here. 4. So you are going to get the answer 29 minus 2. That is 27 plus 8. 27 plus 8. 35 you are going to get. See, 35 is less than 36, which is not equal to next noble gas configuration. We can say compared to this, it is less stable. But this is not the only way to determine the stability. Gottirli. Then you calculate for this. NiCO4. Yes. Ni. Nickel. 28 atomic number. Correct? So oxidation state is 0. It is 0 complex. So metal carbonyl. So hence in this particular case 28 minus 0 plus 2 into coordination number is 4. So 4 is equal to 28 plus 8. So 36. Like that. K3Cr2O4 thrice. Chromium oxidation, the atomic number is 24. Right. 24. Minus. Oxidation state of chromium is how much? So K3 plus 3 is outside. So minus 3. So x minus 6 is equal to minus 3. X is equal to plus 3. So 24 minus 3 plus 2 into coordination number is, see, it is didentate ligand. Remember, didentate ligand 3 into 2, 6. 6 is the coordination number is equal to 24 minus 3, 21. Correct? So 21 plus 12. So 33. For this you calculate K2 nickel Cn 4 times. K2 nickel 28 once again atomic number minus oxidation state is plus 2. 2 plus 2 into the coordination number is 8. 4 it is. Coordination number is 4. So 2 into 4 is equal to 28 minus 2, 26. 26 plus 8. So 26 plus 8, 34. 34 you got 26 plus 8. Correct. So 34 is the answer. So like this we can calculate effective atomic number. So EAN rule. Remember, atomic number minus oxidation state plus 2 into coordination number. Next we'll move to type of question, how they can ask. Once it was asked like this, remember, correct increasing order of wavelengths of absorption in the visible region of the complexes of CO3 plus. Very important type of question I have seen so many times. when the complex is given like this, if they ask visible region, absorption, wavelength, order. So very important hint is that, remember, stronger the ligand absorb more energy. Stronger the ligand which absorb more energy radiation. More energy will have always lesser wavelength. Because see, ultraviolet radiations more energy, lesser wavelength. Visible radiations less energy, more wavelength. So like that. Lesser the wavelength. Which means as strength of the ligand increases, wavelength decreases. Very simple. As strength of the ligand increases, wavelength decreases. Now you will see order of strength of the ligand. Remember, order of strength of the ligand is En is more. Remember, En. There is nitrogen donor and ethylene diamine is always more stronger than ammonia. Ammonia is a nitrogen donor. But ammonia is exactly between. So to show that, I will tell you like this. See, in this case, generally what we have done, spectrochemical series, NH3 after this, remember, we consider it as generally stronger ligand. NH3 and below this, it is considered as weaker ligand. So NH3 less than En. So En is stronger. Correct? So hence remember, En is stronger than NH3 more than H2O. So this is order of strength of the ligands. Now tell me the answer then. So En is a stronger ligand means the wavelength absorbed will be very, very less. En is stronger ligand, wavelength will be very, very less. So the answer should be D. Remember, answer should be D. Such question they can ask. Then factors affecting stability. On this also the question was asked. Remember, very simple. Higher the charge on the central metal, greater is the stability. Charge ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಇದ್ರೆ stability ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಇರ್ತದೆ ಗೊತ್ತಿರಲಿ. That is K3FeCN6 in which oxidation state is +3, in which oxidation state is +2, which is more stable? K3FeCN6. As strength of the ligand increases, stability increases. Second one, as strength of the ligand increases, stability increases. See, NH3 is stronger ligand than Cn. Cn is stronger ligand than NH3. Cn, carbon donor. So hence, this is more than this or this is less than this. Strength of ligand is more for cyanide, hence it is having more stability. Chelating ligand form generally more stable compounds. Remember, chelating ligand, andre, so didentate or more than that. So En is didentate ligand. Chelate, it can form a ring shape. So ring complexes, when it is formed, it is more stable than NH3. So remember, En is forming stronger complex than NH3 because it is a chelating ligand. So this is about the factors affecting stability. These three factors you have to remember. Then we'll move to organometallic compound. So organometallic compound directly, carbon directly linked to metal atom is called as organometallic compound. Remember, two types of compounds you can see: sigma bonded complexes, pi bonded complexes. Sigma bonded complexes example is RMGX, R2ZN, R3PB, like that. But important, pi bonded organometallic compound. Pi bonded organometallic compound in which, remember, transition metals bonded to unsaturated hydrocarbons and their derivatives. Always remember, transition metals bonded to unsaturated hydrocarbons and their derivatives. For example, here you can see cyclopentadiene, or here you can see C6 benzene. So like that. Unsaturated hydrocarbons and their derivatives using their d orbital. Metals will use their d orbital. Important first one, ferrocene. Ferrocene case you can see it can be written as Fe eta 5, eta to the power 5, eta it is, eta to the power 5 minus, sorry it is not minus, eta to the power 5, C5H5 twice, C5H5 cyclopentadienyl. So the name is bis cyclopentadienyl iron 2, iron oxidation state is 2. Then what is the meaning of this eta to the power x if it is given? Remember, this is the complex, this type of complexes are always pi bonded sandwich compound. It is sandwich compound, remember. So, eta to the power x indicates that x is the number of carbon atoms bonded to metal ion. Remember, x is the number of carbon atom bonded to metal ion. Here the meaning is that iron attached to all the 5 carbon atom here. Remember, very important. X to the power x indicates the x number of carbon atom attached to metal ion. Here 5 carbon atom attached to metal ion. The meaning is that the structure is like this. Remember, structure is shown like this. So all the 5 carbon atom attached to Fe, all the 5 carbon atom attached to Fe. Now Cr n eta to the power 6. So C6H6 twice. Dibenzene chromium compound it is. Remember, eta to the power 6. The meaning is that C6 are there. All the C6 is attached to chromium. So dibenzene chromium compound. So this is Jesus salt, another example, Jesus salt. KPtCl3 eta to C2H4. See C2H4 to which platinum attached to both carbon, remember, eta to C2H4, Jesus salt. Then metal carbonyl. Metal carbonyls are of two types. Mononuclear means NiCO4, FeCO5 like that. So one nucleus, one center is present. Polynuclear means more than one center, Mn2CO10, Fe2CO9, Fe3CO12, etc. Polynuclear, mononuclear. Important bonding in metal carbonyls. Remember, bonding in metal carbonyls. Metal carbon bond in metal carbonyl possess both sigma and pi character. Very, very important. Both sigma and pi character. How sigma bond is formed? See, generally CO is a ligand, correct? So CO is a ligand in which, so over lone pair of electron present in pi 2p orbital, remember, pi 2p orbital. So pi 2p orbital of the carbon monoxide overlap with empty d orbital of the metal ion to form sigma bond. So pi 2p orbital of CO with empty d orbital forming sigma bond. But how pi bond is formed? Important. So how pi bond is formed? Pi bond is formed by donation of pair of electrons from filled d orbitals. Generally ligand should give electrons to metal ion, but ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಏನಾಗ್ತಾ ಇದೆ, metal ion is giving electron to the pi star orbital of the pi star 2p orbital of the carbon monoxide. Hence it is called as back bonding, remember. So the pi bond is formed by donation of pair of electrons from filled d orbitals of metal to the vacant anti-bonding pi star 2p orbital of carbon monoxide. Remember, this type of effect is called as synergic effect. Synergic effect always results in strong bonding because both sides there is a bond. It is called as back bonding. Remember, this is called as back bonding. So pi bond formation and sigma bond formation will be like this in metal carbonyls. Then we will move to last but one, applications. So at least some points you remember because it may help you in the competitive exams, like which is the ligand used in hardness of water estimation. So remember, EDTA is used in the estimation of hardness of water. Chlorophyll contains Mg, hemoglobin contains iron, vitamin B12 contains cobalt, remember that. Insulin contains zinc, remember that also. Extraction of metals, this principle is used. If you remember, extraction of the metal, gold and silver by using cyanide complexes are going to form. Estimation of detection of nickel by using dimethyl glyoxime, DMG we call it as dimethyl glyoxime. Cisplatin is used in the cancer treatment, very important. Cisplatin, PTNS3 twice Cl2, cis form of that, important, remember. Then Ziegler-Natta catalyst, once it was asked in JE also, what is the composition? TiCl4 and triethyl aluminum. Tetrachlorotitanium triethyl aluminum is the composition. It is used in polymerization of ethene, remember, polymerization of ethene. Then Wilkinson's catalyst, PH3P thrice RHCl, rhodium chloride complex. So it is used in hydrogenation of alkenes, very important, alkenes. This is about applications of the coordination compound. Remember, very important point. Then the last one which I am going to discuss about, Jahn-Teller distortion, very important for NEET JEE. CET never they will ask, don't worry about that. Jahn-Teller distortion. Here I am not going to discuss this Jahn-Teller distortion in the detailed manner because to explain the detailed manner you are going to discuss in the higher classes like BSc, MSc, but here only this much is required. If the question is asked like this, how to tell the answer? NEET 2016 asked question it is, Jahn-Teller effect is not observed in high spin complexes of the option is given like this. So Jahn-Teller effect is not observed in high spin complexes of D7, D8, D4, D9. How to identify when the question is given like this? Remember, only such questions they can ask. Detailed explanation is not necessary here. Ishta ನೆನಪಿಟ್ಕೊಳ್ಳ್ರಿ. In a normal octahedral, how it will be? Normal octahedral. So remember, all bond angles are 90 degree. Normal octahedral ಹೇಗಿರ್ತದೆ? All bond angles are 90 degree and all bond lengths are equal, same. Remember that. That is normal octahedral state. Now what happens is, Jahn-Teller distortion means Jahn-Teller, he observed in some cases octahedral, such octahedral, what the bond length which are almost equal, all are equal, that become not equal in the bond length. The bond length will not be equal, then it will become abnormal octahedral. Remember, abnormal octahedral, that is called as Jahn-Teller distortion. So Jahn-Teller distortion means, in the simple language to tell, remember, normal octahedral, all bond lengths are equal, bond angles are same, become difference in the bond length. Angle remains same. Difference in the bond length, that is called as Jahn-Teller distortion. Difference in the bond length means how it will be. See, one though either perpendicular ML bond perpendicular means this or this. So ML bond perpendicular means, remember, either above or below, that is perpendicular to the plane. So that two bond lengths, either they will compress or elongate. Very simple, artha madkoli. So either become compressed or elongated than the normal bond length. Bond angle will never disturb. But in some cases what happens? So because of the repulsion, so bond length may decrease, that is compression. Bond length may elongated, that is the elongation, what we can call it as compression or elongation. So this may happen, that we call it as Jahn-Teller distortion. One thing you remember, Jahn-Teller distortion observed only in octahedral complexes. Only octahedral, tetrahedral or square planar complexes, it will never show you Jahn-Teller distortion. Why it will not show you? That is not the matter of discussion here, because that will take another 2-3 hours class, but not necessary also. But only remember, Jahn-Teller distortion observed only in octahedral complexes. Now you will see, in which case normal octahedral, in which case Jahn-Teller distortion. Very easy to remember. Normal octahedral when it is half filled. When it is half filled means, remember, the possibilities you see, possibilities either T2G, 1, 2, see, this is T2G, this is EG, 1, 2, 3, half filled, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 is also half filled. Remember, so half filled configuration does not show Jahn-Teller distortion. Normal octahedral you will get. Full filled configuration, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 is fully filled. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 is fully filled. So you will never see the Jahn-Teller distortion. Half-filled, full-filled combination. See, half-filled, full-filled configuration means 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, full-filled, 1, 2, half-filled here. Half-filled, full-filled combination, full-filled, half-filled combination. Always it will show normal octahedral. There is no repulsion, there is no distortion. To solve such questions, if they ask in the exam, half-filled, full-filled, half-filled or full-filled the combination will never show you Jahn-Teller distortion. It will result in normal octahedral. Leaving this, in all the case it is Jahn-Teller distortion. How to remember? See, now we'll take some example. Half-filled or full-filled orbitals. ಯಾವ possibility ಇದೆ? ನೋಡ್ರಿ, D3, because I will fill 1, 2, 3, D3. That is half-filled. D5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, D5. Correct? So now D6, possibility you see, D6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. See, D8, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. D8, correct? D8. D10 completely filled. In these cases, 3, 5, 6, 8, 10, normal octahedral is seen, no JTD, no JTD means Jahn-Teller distortion. Remaining all can show Jahn-Teller distortion, very simple, remember that. So remember, 12,479, it's just like a phone number, 12479, 12,479 you remember. D1, D2, D4, D7, D9. D12479, 12479. You tell this 10 times, it will be perfect. Remember, like phone number 12479 can show JTD. It will never present in the normal octahedral shape. Normal octahedral, all this. Leaving this, all other can show JTD. D1, D2, D4, D7, D9. So 12,479. Right? 12479. Like this also you can remember. Fine. Now come back to this question. Jahn-Teller effect is not observed in high spin complex. Remember, not observed in high spin complex. So, which is observed in which of the complexes? Jahn-Teller distortion observed in which of the complexes? 1, 2, 4, 7, 9. Correct? So, 1, 2 is not there, 4 is there, 7 is there, 9 is there. Yaudilla, D8. So, answer should be D8. Correct? Like this. So, Jahn-Teller effect is not observed in. Which is observed in these 1, 2, 4, 7, 9. So, which is not observed in D8 system, because D8 system you can say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 half-filled, full-filled combination. So it will not show Jahn-Teller distortion. This is about Jahn-Teller distortion. Very simple language I have explained. Understand that. So very important for JEE NEET, CET students. Don't worry about this distortion. So this is about the coordination compound, lecture number 2. So in the next video I am going to discuss in detail CET, KCET 2014 to 2018 questions. So if you understood, like the video, share the video and subscribe to my channel. Thank you. Have a nice day.